Okay guys, we're going to go check something out in the lower garden here. And it's something I was talking about during the freeze and kind of worried about a little bit. And mostly concerned. Maybe I shouldn't have been worried. Shouldn't say worried, concerned. And anyway, it's green out here. Look at how lush this place is. Spring, this place is like a jungle. And then it really does suffer. Summertime comes, it gets so dry. It's supposed to be dry right now. And, well, it's not dry right now. So probably that's why the garden looks even happier. It's like a rainforest in here. So let's head down. I spin this camera around so you can see what's going on here as I walk through the garden hullabaloo blooming up there. And these 30-foot cherry laurels blooming. Look at that. They're absolutely amazing. The fragrance on these is unreal. So let's go look at what I'm supposed to be talking about, besides babbling here in the upper garden. It's like you guys are on this garden tour with me. Had a visitor from Winnipeg yesterday, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Visit the garden, a YouTube viewer, really nice fella. Left with a sable miner and some seeds, and I think he actually left with a few sable miners. So what I was concerned about during the freeze was these potted palms. And remember, I said the ones along the edge really concern me. They're in 5-gallon pots. And you remember when palms are in pots, they're far less cold hardy than if they were in the ground, right? Palms in the ground are much more cold hardy. And I'm talking Trachycarpus palms, all right? But any palms in pots, even the hardiest palms, are less cold hardy in a pot because the roots are exposed and they can freeze, right? So everything here looks pretty darn good. So all of these I mulch with leaves, as you know, right? The 1-gallon pots here. These guys had Lexan over top of them, the cold frames. But these ones along the edge, these 5-gallon pots, I was very concerned about these guys. And they look pretty good right now, so we're into May. But there is one palm here that does not look that good. This one right here looks like it had pot freeze. And let's see if I can pull the spear out of it. I bet you I can. Yeah, look at that. So that one there is a weak palm. Where's the spear? Pull that sun gun out of there. There, the spear pulled out of that one. So I'm going to say it might be toast, but it might not. But look at this. The leaves are crispy on it. Isn't that funny? So it just goes to show you within the same species, and I could have taken the seed from the same trees, the same palms, that it is weaker than its surrounding buddies here, or maybe even relatives, right? So these ones all still look pretty good. That one right there does not look good. And that's what I was thinking. All of these are probably going to look like that by spring, but no, they don't. And the lowest temperature down in this area was minus 7.7 degrees Celsius. I know that because I have a temperature probe on the other side of that pump house. There's been for 30 years, I've had a weather station in there, like a probe, a sensor. So minus 7.7. It was minus 8 degrees down on the south slope on the back of the house out in the open, and minus 6.6 in the upper garden. So anyway, on the most part, these look pretty darn good, except for that one. That one there, I would say, is toasted. And go figure, isn't it funny? These guys have no heat whatsoever, these cold frames. And I had the Lexan on them there, and these guys are fine. However, there was a few in the front here. These little waggies, they pulled out because they froze, right? So the ones closest to the edge here, the pots froze really solid, and it froze the roots, and they thawed out, and that's what they look like right there. They just popped right out. So the rest of them seem to be okay. Pretty amazing, isn't it? So that one I'm going to have to pull out of there and put it aside and see if it recovers. All right? So that's what I was concerned about. Pot freeze. And that one certainly has pot freeze. Maybe there's another one in there with pot freeze. We'll find out as time goes on. Anyway, thanks for watching. And remember, in a cold snap, protect your potted palms. You know, if you have to wrap the pots, bring them into a garage. I mean, you can use bubble wrap on them, mulch them in with, heal them in with sawdust or leaves, and it protects the roots. It insulates them, all right? Because if they're not insulated, they become palmsicles. And that became a palmsicle. And that's why it looks like that now. It thawed out, and it's toast. Possibly toast. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Cheers.